What's up, guys? Here to make my review for Raw tonight, October 18th, 2010. Overall, again, just like last week, I thought it was a good show. There weren't really, any good matches. I mean, the matches were really short tonight. And there actually was a lot more talking. But actually, Raw was okay tonight. It wasn't anything special. It's a go-home Raw heading into bragging rights, so let's get to it. Show opens up with Cole and King welcoming us. It's from Calgary tonight, Calgary, Canada. So show opens up. Teddy Long comes out though and says he's here because he can. He's here because he can. And he says tonight he's going to take over Raw, which got a lot of boos. And then right away an email comes in. The GM tells Teddy to get out of the ring. It says get out or else. So Teddy comes out or whatever. He asks the bragging right trophy to be brought out and placed in front of the announce table all night from SmackDown, winning it last year. So Cole and Teddy have a little face off or whatever, and an email comes in again. There were a lot of there were some Teddy chants actually, which is cool because fuck Cole, he's a pussy. And then Teddy disconnects the laptop, which hallelujah, we don't have to deal with that for a night. That was great. Got some cheers. So he unplugs the laptop and walks off with it. And then he introduces the Big Show. So Show comes out, and then he introduces the rest of Team SmackDown, and they all come out, led by the Big Show. And then Miz comes out with Alex Riley, and he's got a C stitched into his shirt, like quarterbacks do, or captains in the NFL, which is kind of cool. And he introduces Team Raw. And the seventh member is Ezekiel Jackson, who I heard he was planning on making his return soon. He was injured for a while, so it was good to see Big Zeke. But everyone came out. R-Truth wasn't there tonight. I don't know where he was or what his deal was, but at least we didn't have to deal with his fucking annoying-ass entrance tonight. So thank God. So it was that. Raw and SmackDown just staring each other down pretty much. And then Raw and SmackDown brawl in the ring with Team SmackDown left and Raw retreating. Show says SmackDown will leave, but only if Miz faces him in the main event tonight, and he accepts. Teddy leaves with SmackDown, and like I said, he takes the laptop with him. So Cole, we go to commercial, Cole and King show us what happened to Cena last week, and says, this may be a little bit uncomfortable to watch. How is it uncomfortable? You're just a pussy. Fucking Cole. It was a good video recap from what happened last week. So the main event is hype. Randy Orton and John Cena versus Husky Harris, Michael McGillicuddy. So the main event is hyped. We go to commercial. Back from commercial, Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre in the ring. Drew McIntyre was rocking red tights tonight, trunks with the red knee pads. That was kind of weird. It usually looked weird. It usually is white or black or whatever. So Rhodes and McIntyre in the ring, and then out comes the Hart Dynasty with Natalya. So first match tonight is the Hart Dynasty versus Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre, the WWE Tag Team Champions. Drew and Cody went after Drew. It's a future shock. What happened was the Harts are going for Dynasty were going for the heart attack, and Kid was on the apron ready to spring up, but Davey Boy Smith decided to just drop and put down Rhodes, I think it was, from that position, and put in the sharpshooter instead. And Tyson Kid's what the hell? And then Davey Boy Smith ended up getting the future shock from Drew for the 3. And then after the match, they're arguing whatever. Tyson Kidd was Davey Boy and Natalya were arguing or whatever, and Tyson Kidd was up on the ramp kind of smirking. He may be turning heel, I don't know. Kind of looked like a heel, a little smirk. I kind of like it. And then after that, we get Cena backstage with Orton, or Cena's backstage. Orton walks in and says, I know this Nexus thing must be eating you alive inside. I know it is. But if you get in my way at bragging rights and try to cost me the WWE title, I'll punt you in the skull. And Cena says, if you try that, I'll break your leg off. And Cena walks out. So there's a little segment there. And then next was Zack Ryder versus Goldust. And Goldust won. Maurice and Ted DiBiase came out. DiBiase, Goldust won with the final cut on Ryder. And then DiBiase was beating up Goldust after the match. Oksana was there with the $1 million belt, and Maurice tried to take it from her. Oksana ran off with the belt. Maurice went out back chasing her, and DiBiase turned around to final cut from Goldust. Goldust looks pretty good. I'll got to give it to him. So that was end of that segment. Then we go to commercial. Back from commercial, Nexus is backstage, and Cena comes in and says to Barrett, you wanted to see me. And Barrett tells him to give Harris and McGillicuddy everything he's got tonight, see if they're like Nexus material. So I guess that stipulation is out. If Barrett or if Cena lost, then Harris and McGillicuddy would be a Nexus, I guess. So Cena's like, all right, what's the catch? And Barrett's like, no catch. There's no catch. I just want to see you, like, I don't know. Just like just give it your all or whatever. Beat the crap out of him. And Cena says, okay, I can do that. And then he's about to leave. And Barrett says, now go get me a glass of water. Cena's like, excuse me. And Barrett, when he said it again, he's like, go get me a glass of water. Just so funny. So, and you could hear the crowd chanting water, like Cena was getting water boy chants, and that was fucking hilarious. Like water boy, like you could hear him loud and clear. I thought that was fucking hilarious. Barrett, man, he's really good. In my opinion, he's really good. Just, talking, I guess, if you want to put it as that. So we quickly cut to, I refer to him as Ronnie from Role Models, Bobby J. Thompson playing new SmackDown vs. Raw 2011, which comes out a week from tomorrow, by the way. And he's playing SmackDown vs. Raw 11. He's Big Show, and he's playing against Miz, and he knocks Miz out. And then Miz comes in, turns around. Thompson was like SmackDown all the way or whatever, talking shit. And he picks Thompson up off his feet, and he's like, I got a big surprise tonight or whatever. And he drops him. Show walks in. Miz runs off, and Show and Ronnie are talking or whatever. So we quickly cut back to Cena coming back with Barrett's glass of water. And water boy chants for Cena. Barrett takes a couple sips, and then spills it on, just tosses it in Cena's face. And I thought this was just great because Wade Barrett was laughing so hard, and Nexus was really getting a kick out of it. I just thought this was a great segment. Barrett, Cena walks off like pissed as hell, and Barrett's like, I'm starting to really like this, or something like that. It was really good stuff, in my opinion. So Cena leaves, and Barrett, he said something, I didn't catch it, and then Cena leaves, and he's like, I'm really starting to like this stuff. Get used to it or whatever. We go to commercial, and Nexus laughing their asses off. Barrett just has this huge smile on his face. Back from commercial, Cena and Orton to the ring, and Harris McGillicuddy, Nexus out to the stage to watch the match. So we have Randy Orton, John Cena versus Husky Harris, Michael McGillicuddy. Orton and Cena win the decent tag match. Cena hit FU on Harris, and Orton hit RKO McGillicuddy for the 3. And then after the match, Cena was gonna extended his hand to Orton to shake it. And then Nexus came out, or Barrett said, "Do not shake his hand," or Cena, and he told him to ordered him to leave the ring and stand by the announce table, or else he'll be fired. And Cena basically watches as Nexus destroys Randy Orton. They all hit their finishers on him, and then capped it off by a 450 splash from Gabriel. But then he calls Cena back in the ring. Barrett does, and he's like, "I want you to give." And you can see Cena like, that's enough or whatever, and he calls him back in the ring, and he's like, I want you to give Orton an attitude adjustment. And Cena actually picks him up, getting ready for it. Barrett's like, actually, never mind, I don't want you stealing my spotlight. Picks up Orton, gives him Wasteland, and then Cena just leaves the ring, and Nexus just standing over Orton, and we go to commercial as Nexus standing on the stage smirking. From commercial. I've never seen Orton. I haven't seen Orton get his ass whooped like that in a long time. Probably since the Evolution beatdown when they got kicked out. As big of an Orton fan as I am. By the way, looks like he's starting to grow his hair back a little, which is cool. I like to see him with his hair, not like all borderline bald like he's been the last few years. But it's good to see him grow his hair back. But as big of an Orton fan as I am, like I kind of liked seeing that beatdown. I don't know. It's just been a while since he's gotten his ass kicked like that, and Orton sells shit really well in my opinion. Um, but he'll be ready Sunday, Barrett. Don't you worry. So yeah, that situation. And we go to commercial. Back from commercial, Vicky Guerrero comes out, tons of heat for this fat bitch, like always. She introduces Dolph Ziggler, who basically just praises Vicky. And Daniel Bryan interrupts and says even he's not a ladies' man, but even he could get someone better looking than Vicky. Way to go, Daniel. Good stuff. And Bryan challenges Ziggler to a match at bragging rights, and Ziggler accepts. And then Ziggles slaps Bryan, and Bryan chases Ziggler to outside, puts on the label lock, and Ziggler's tapping like within 5 seconds. The Divas come out then as and pull the Globetrotters, like fake water in the bucket trick, where they threw in just glitter or whatever came out. It's kind of stupid. And then she runs the back. Daniel Bryan comes back in the ring, and he starts dancing with the Divas. I thought it was funny here. Good stuff there. The main event is hyped. We go to commercial. Background commercial. Natalia's in the ring, and Natty versus Alicia Fox. And my God, I was praying that she didn't kill someone tonight, or just botch something. Luckily, Natty won with the sharpshooter, made Alicia tap out. Short match. Then Lay Cool came out. They dissed Canada. Blah 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 blah. What the fuck were they saying? Michelle is just looking fine as hell as usual. I just don't pay attention to Layla. But Michelle kicks Natty in the ribs or whatever in the ring. Locks in a sharpshooter for a second, but Natty reversed it into a leg lock. She traces them out of the ring. Lay Cool retreats. Blah blah blah. Stupid diva stuff. I really hope Natty wins though Sunday. And backstage, I still can't believe they got rid of the women's championship. So much like history, and now they have the stupid butterfly like divas shit titles. Like, come on, it should have just kept the women's title. But anyway, backstage is Teddy Long with Big Show and Hornswoggle, and Josh Matthews comes up and asks Teddy, "Isn't it brazen, like a brazen move for you to show up on Raw tonight?" And Teddy's like, "Isn't that a brazen question for you to ask me such a thing?" or something like that. And Teddy says he's got a surprise. Hornswoggle leads the whole Team SmackDown comes out, but then the whole SmackDown roster empties out. So they're coming down to the ring for the main event. Then we go to commercial. And back from commercial, we get a preview for Show's movie Knucklehead, who Bobby J. Thompson, the guest host, is co-starring with. And it actually looks pretty funny. I might have to check that out. And then this new thing called Campaign Stand Up for WWE is shown. I thought it was really good video package, except for the TV PG shit they show. The like huge TV PG sign or whatever when they were talking about it, symbol on whatever. But I thought it was just really good. It was a good video package or whatever, and because I guess some politicians are talking shit or whatever. Fuck politics. It's entertainment. So yeah, that was good stuff, except for the PG rating. And then Cena's walking backstage, and Barrett runs in and says, "We're not done for tonight, and we're not done with Orton either." So that I got excited there. I was like, "Oh, something's gonna happen after the main event." When Miz and Show are shown walking to the ring backstage, and now we go to commercial. Back to commercial, Ronnie's in the ring. He's kind of playing like a little bit of a heel tonight because he's getting some boos. He's like, "Keep the boos coming." It's just fun. He's actually pretty good on the mic too, this kid. So he introduces the Big Show. Out comes Big Show and the whole SmackDown roster. And the Miz comes out with Raw, and he brings out the whole Raw roster. It was like touche. And then the Miz versus the Big Show. And then Teddy Long comes out before this match can even really get going and says, "Since we have all of Raw and SmackDown, all of the rosters here, let's have an over-the-top rope battle. Let's have a battle royal right now." So we go to commercial, and then back from commercial, battle royal begins, and Hornswoggle took Cole's headset, which is probably the best thing besides laptop getting taken away that happened all night. We don't have to hear that fucking little bastard kiss anyone's ass during the match or just talk in general. That was pretty funny for once. I don't like Hornswoggle, but I give Horny credit for doing that. Swagger pulled Edge out of the ring after Edge accidentally eliminated him, and Swagger put on the ankle lock. And I'm running out of time, so I'll do a part 2.